G'day guys, welcome back to another episode. We're just down here looking at a bit of oats, drover oats that was sown back in May, which is generally pretty late for us, or anywhere really, oats. But the whole purpose was this crop was to make hay out of it. We don't have any stock down here to put on and graze, so we sowed this a little bit later in May, and the plan is only to make hay out of it. And looking here now, you can see that it's coming out into head. We've had a little bit of warmer weather over the past couple of days, and that's really kicking this on and causing some of it to go out to head. So if the weather permits, in the next couple of weeks we'll be making a bit of hay, which is pretty exciting. It's always a good time of year because that means the grass is growing. So ideally we would try and cut this before it goes to head, when all the nutrients is still in the leaves. But where we are in this part of New South Wales, the weather doesn't quite let us make hay at this time of year. It's still, you know, it was for example, it was 21 degrees the past couple of days, and today it's back to 12 degrees. And there's just no way you can dry hay in that sort of weather. You know, further west from here, it's already warming up, and you know, you could be cutting it now, but here we've got to wait for warmer weather, and the dews, that it gets too cold at night still, like we can still get frosts at this time of year, and the dew's so heavy that, you know, you just never get a hay to dry out. Silage, you know, you could, but we want to make hay out of this ideally, because once the plant goes to head, all the nutrients goes into that head, and then there's not a lot of value in the rest of the plant. So if we can cut it before it goes to head, the whole plant's useful to the animal on the other end that's eating it. So unfortunately, this part of the world, while there's wheat varieties that are true winter varieties, there's talking to my auntie just before, who works in the CSIRO, researching wheat and their genetics. There's no real winter oat varieties, so they're still very much working on that, to have a longer hold. And you know what this oats has done over the weekend is it's thought it's got a bit of warmer weather and it's gone straight up to head, whereas the winter wheat that we've sown on another property, it's a true winter wheat. It's Manning variety, and it's got a really long winter hold, and the head's not ready to come out yet. But yeah, I was just made this little video trying to get used to talking to the camera. I'm still trying to get my confidence up after looking at the last footage of shearing. I need to improve it a little bit, but a little bit more energy. It's not that entertaining to watch, but yeah, hopefully it's a little bit interesting to you guys. You can see that some of it's coming out, and then there's other plants that aren't quite there yet. It's just starting to emerge from that. This is the flag leaf. It's just starting to come out there on some of them. But this weather this week, you know, I think it might only get to 14 or 15 degrees, so it's not going to do much this week, which will be good for us to hopefully get hay equipment ready, and just hope that we can get a long enough period of weather to make a bit of hay. Another issue that we would have if we could make hay right now is that the ground is still wet. We had about 15 mils overnight, and if we were to cut this now, you cut it and put it on the ground, the hay would dry out in the sun, but then you've got the moisture coming up through the ground. That's gonna, the crop is gonna, because it's losing moisture, it's gonna want to suck moisture up from the ground. That's another problem we might have all through this hay season this year, because it's looking to be so wet. It might be a battle trying to get hay to dry. Whether we'll have to tether out a lot more hay or turn a lot more hay over. Maybe that's one of the challenges that we're going to have to face this year. But anyway, it's early October, so it's looking really good though. As I said, this crop hasn't been stocked at all, so that's helped it. It hasn't had to put as much effort into growing at this time of year. And I am still very much learning how all this works. For starters, we're sheep farmers, so I'm sure there's broadacre fellas out there that could tell me a lot, but doing these videos certainly helps me to learn as well. Reading a book I really struggle with, so this is certainly a way that makes me learn about it all. Hopefully it's entertaining for you guys and you learn with me as well. Here mates, hop up. Hop up.
I got a feeling it's the moment my life's gonna start. I got the feeling when the windows roll down in the car. I got the feeling if I wanna fly, I know that I could. I got a feeling, it's all feeling good. I got a feeling, it's all feeling good. The sun will show the way, I know the road to take. Throw all my cares away, I don't need to knock on wood. The time is on the side.
So we've just come up to one of our other properties, and looking at this is wheat, and this stuff has been grazed. It was grazed throughout winter. It was sown back in February, and it's been grazed on and off through the winter, and now it's been locked up, and we're gonna make hay out of this as well. But you can just see the difference between this paddock that has been grazed and the other one that never had any mouths on it. And this paddock didn't get top dressed with urea or anything either, simply because we just didn't get time to, and the paddock was pretty wet too. And it's past the stage now of top dressing. It's too far, the growth stage. It's beyond, as you can see, maybe 1, 2, it's got 3 nodes, and generally from what I've learnt, I think top dressing before the first node is when you want to do it. Otherwise it just ends up growing taller and doesn't grow the bulk. Yeah, something a bit different, but you can just see the difference between the two crops. I'll put a side-by-side comparison now. You know, the effects of grazing. But in saying that, we've got a graze off this stuff. And obviously we're not going to get as many bales off this paddock per hectare, but we fed lambing ewes with it, which was just as much of a benefit to us as making hay. That's something we tried doing last year, was sowing a lot more crop, so that we had the ability to lamb ewes onto crop, which is something that we haven't done in the past, simply because we haven't had the machinery. And you know, the past couple of years we've started doing a little bit of contract work, and that's been allowing us to to buy, you know, seeders and spreaders and stuff, and then in turn allowed us to sow a heap of crop for our stock. I don't know if you can see here also, but there's a line. Last year we sowed 5 hectares to the left of the camera into oats, and you can see some of the oats was self-sown and has gone to head now, but I don't know if the camera picks it up, but there's a line straight ahead, and to the right was not sown last year, it was left fallow, and to the left was sown with oats very late, about August I think it was, and we made hay out of this side, and you can see the effects of that, because what you do when you cut hay is you cut the plant off right there, and takes everything with it, all the nutrients that's gone up into this plant is just cut right off, and then you take it up and bale it, so it leaves the soil hungry, you know, and that's why we should have top dressed this with pasture boost or something that gives back to the soil, something we probably didn't take seriously enough with this paddock this year, but it's something we'll have to do next year if we do end up doing this whole paddock into hay. So I hope you learnt something as well as I am trying to as well. As I said, I'm still very much learning as well. I'm fresh out of uni, and you know, these videos are certainly helping me to learn as well. They're forcing me to learn. It's certainly much easier for me to go out and see something than to read it in a book. So no, thanks again, and we'll catch you in the next one.
I gotta feel it.